Breaking news came out of Deontay Wilder giving his full take on Tyson Fury testing positive for Cap-19. Deontay Wilder stated, and I quote, "Yo, bro, Malik Scott, say it ain't so. Not the COVID-19 lie. They are going to hell for that one. October 9th cannot come any faster. Bomb squad, till this day, this will be easy, blood." End of the quote. Well, by Deontay Wilder's reaction, he is not buying Tyson Fury testing positive for COVID-19, but more so Cap-19, due to the fact that Tyson Fury tested positive for COVID, then 5 days later, he tested negative for COVID, which is an all-time record. Tyson Fury defeating COVID in 5 days is a historical record, to say the least. In fact, according to doctors and scientists, it's physically impossible. According to proven studies by UNC Medical Center, it takes minimum of 2 weeks to months for a person to test negative for COVID after testing positive.
From the I-Team Coronavirus Help Desk, a viewer asks, how long does it take to test negative after testing positive for COVID-19? Chief Medical Officer for Party Hospital, Dr. David Ellis, says it can take weeks to months to test negative after testing positive for COVID. He says up to 40% of people will still test positive for the virus after 3 weeks, but that doesn't mean you are contagious that entire time.
To make matter worse, even if you feel 100% healthy, there's a minimum 10 days quarantine required by law. So can someone explain how Tyson Fury, after testing positive for COVID, few days later, he was out and about in casinos, taking pictures with fans chest to chest? I mean, forget about the 6 feet social distancing. Forget about wearing a mask. Talking about getting busted red-handed, Tyson Fury was also busted drinking at bars with fans. He was also at a car dealership. You were able to find Tyson Fury anywhere in Vegas except in his room doing quarantine, where he actually supposed to be and what he actually supposed to be doing. Keep in mind, this was few days, less than a week after he was tested positive for COVID. Now, we all know by law, everyone is obligated to do a minimum of 10 days quarantine. Therefore, to all of the Tyson Fury fans, aka the Deontay Wilder haters, why wasn't Tyson Fury doing so? No one is above the law, right? So since that's the case, if Tyson Fury had COVID sincerely, then he's a danger to our community and must be held responsible for his action, because he's not moving like a champ, risking the lives of his own fans by doing so and our community, which is a low-life type of a move. So to the Tyson Fury fans, that could have been you, where Tyson Fury could have put your life at risk. And if Tyson Fury never had COVID, if he faked COVID-19 by testing positive for Cap-19 because he was out of shape, camp wasn't going too well, he was getting beat up in sparring. According to Bob Arum, rumors even have it that he was knocked out in sparring by Jared Anderson. So he needed to buy more time in order to figure out what to do, since his method of cheating got exposed. Whatever the reason may be, if Tyson Fury faked COVID-19, that's a crime within itself that will get Tyson Fury in prison, where the CDC will press charges and the FBI will be on his tail. This is not a laughing matter. So whatever it is, Tyson Fury is guilty either way. So which one is it, Tyson Fury fans? On top of all of the above, Tyson Fury own promoter Bob Arum confirmed that Tyson Fury was fully vaccinated. Him and his corner, they already took both of the vaccination doses.
On June 15th, Bob Arum put out a statement. Him and I had met at the press conference. I told him Deontay's team and Deontay had 2 vaccinations already. And he said, oh, so did our camp.
Fury is totally vaccinated. And I talked with Shelley Finkel a little while ago, and he said that Wilder's been fully vaccinated, and their corners have been vaccinated. That's taking responsibility. But now with the vaccination, anybody gets COVID, shame on them. Shame on them.
But of course, just like I told you guys that old media was gonna establish damage control by having Bob retract his statements, and after Tyson Fury was busted out and about in public, they claimed Tyson Fury beat the COVID and tested negative 5 days after he tested positive, in order to justify why Tyson Fury was taking pictures in the casinos and drinking at bars with the fans. But even then, Tyson Fury is obligated to do 10 days quarantine, on top of the fact that COVID does not leave your body within 5 days. It takes minimum of weeks to months for a person to test negative after testing positive for COVID. But some way, somehow, Tyson Fury is over here breaking all the laws of science, all of the COVID studies and cases, while old media are running with damage control nonsense stories in order to save face for Tyson Fury. I already went in depth when it came to every single subject I mentioned, which I'm gonna leave the links for those videos in the comment section below. Furthermore, when it comes to Tyson Fury, he lied about the 20 million step-aside money and got exposed by his own promoter, Frank Warren.
And Wilder's motivation, I think you have to look at it as someone who's turned down what was potentially an enormous amount of step-aside money. This is more than money.
It didn't even get to that. It didn't get to that. No, he just wanted to fight. That side wanted to fight. And that was it. Judge made a decision. Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
And, you know, John said about vacating the title, so I understand. Well, he can't vacate the title. Or he can, but he's still going to have to fight Wilder or retire. And if he doesn't fight Wilder, then Wilder will camp and Wilder will sue him for many, many millions of dollars. And if anyone tried to promote him in between, they would be sued and probably get an injunction to stop it from happening.
That wasn't the first nor the last lie Tyson Fury told, since capping is in Tyson Fury blood. And ironically, Deontay Wilder want his revenge back in blood. So I'm afraid Tyson Fury, all he's doing is delaying the inevitable that's bound to happen. The more Tyson Fury pulls these lies and cowards out, the more confidence Deontay Wilder gains. As I'm pretty sure Deontay Wilder's confidence at the moment in time is through the roof. Therefore, the million-dollar question: what is the next lie that's going to come from Tyson Fury? Is it depression? Then retiring from the sport of boxing completely, if it means to fight Deontay Wilder on an even playing field without cheating? We shall see. With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.
What goes through the mind now in the last couple of weeks, through your mind and your body?
Nothing really. I don't really think about the fight until it's on upon us. My most important thing is to get to the fight injury-free, not to get some stupid cut in sparring or injury at the last minute, or catch COVID even, or whatever there is. Whatever there is, the danger's out there, or catch COVID.